Howdy, Almalax Lives. I think it's time to play a little Minecraft. Alright, I think we're going to get over here today. Either here or over to the place. Maybe finish these down a bit more. Uh, oh. This looks suspicious. So... What is this? It's nothing. What is this? There we go. White concrete. Man, I really... Whoa, that's not white concrete. Really wish I could remember what my plan was. I think this is just stair steps so that I could reach the edges. So let's go get some white concrete. Because this was supposed to be a bathroom. Pair of bathrooms, I guess. So I really need a good chunk of white concrete to finish off those walls. And we'll see how that goes. So, yeah, we made it through Ant-Man today on our watch through and release order of the... It's about the halfway point currently. And about halfway through that movie is the halfway point currently. But I'm really surprised at how well they've stuck to the watching.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
I Yeah, usually we go to watch something like that and they peter out after like 2 episodes. So I am very, very surprised that we have managed to get this far. Film that creeper hole there. Oh man, I don't know if I told this story in a video, but um, so the other day, uh, all right, so I hate when people ask me a question and then when I give them the answer, they argue with my answer. Um, like, like it's one thing to be like, I'm not sure, but maybe this, and like, oh no, I already checked that. That's not what it is. You know, that's okay. I completely can understand that thought process. I have it's right here. Derp-de-der. And you know, I'm fine with that. I want to know what the actual answer is. But I hate when people ask me how I would do something or my opinion on something and then argue with me that that's not correct. And um, man, so I came over here white concrete, and so um, for whatever reason, this guy I know he has decided to take up uh, tabletop games, and I guess his girlfriend wants to play tabletop games like obscure, not obscure, but not like popular, like not Uno or checkers or anything like that. And whoa, I'm just gonna throw out some dirt. And so he was Amazon had a big sale on tabletop games, I guess, or maybe they still do. And so he is telling me all the stuff that he had purchased, and they were looking at getting like card games, like not Uno, not you know poker or something like that, but like like Magic the Gathering style games, but not Magic the Gathering. And so, all right, I'm pretty sure I need this to run a little bit more than this. I need it to run until the water stops. Yep. Dang it. No, I don't. No, I don't. Sorry. I forgot how I do this. There's a trick to it. you, you can't put the, oh, there we go. You can't put the, um, concrete in here with the water running. And so usually what I do is the water is running and the pistons are out, and so I put it on top of the pistons. But anyways, so oh man, just thinking about it. And so he's just going down the list of things he's purchased, and I'm like, oh, because we played Dungeons and Dragons together. This is my DM, and I'm like, have you played the Dungeons and Dragons card game? And I couldn't remember what it was called. And he's like, no, I've never even heard of it. I'm like, oh, it's super fun. And it really is. I think it's super fun. And I have played it a dozen times, probably, which is a lot for me to manage to get someone else to want to play a game that we've played it a dozen times. And so I think it's super fun. And so I tell him. And then I look up what it's called because I couldn't remember exactly what it was called, but I knew it was an official Dungeons and Dragons card game. And so I type in Dungeons and Dragons card game, and it came right up. It's called Dungeon Mayhem, and I was like, man, this game here is a lot of fun. And so I'm telling a little bit about it. Like, there's 4 classes in the set, and so every class has got its own deck, and then and so they've got their own abilities and attacks and stuff like that, and they're different. Every class is a little different, and they play differently, and so like um, uh, I don't know, like the wizard has maybe not as much. Uh, you know what? I don't know. They all feel kind of the same, but their attacks are flavored differently because you have 10 hit points on a card that you mark with a little cardboard disc, and every time you take damage, you reduce your 10 hit points down based on how much damage you've taken. But they have to get through your defense and your attacks to be able to do damage to you. And so it's a fighting game. You fight each other with cards. And so it's super fun and super easy and super fast and all the hallmarks I think of what a great, you know, um, quick card game are. Not that I'm opposed to long card games, but some card games can be quite drastically lengthy, and so this is just a short, fun one, and it's not expensive either. It's like $14 for the set, and that's 4 decks of 4 class decks. And so you have everything you need to play in that one deck. It's not like other card games I've played where everybody has to purchase their own deck. You just buy the one package and you've got enough for 4 people to play. And so I'm telling them the little bit that I can remember off the top of my head because it's been a few weeks probably since I played it last, and so I was like, oh, I'll have to check that out. I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely do because it's pretty awesome. And then he gets on there and goes on Amazon and starts reading to me the reasons he doesn't know if he wants to get it or not because he's reading other people's other people's reviews of it because me as his friend saying that I liked it and I think he should play it because I think he'll like it, does not carry as much weight with him as random people complaining on Amazon reviews. Well, this guy here, he says that the classes aren't balanced, and that no matter how many times you play, you can't win with one of the classes. I'm like, nope, dude. I tell you, I've played it a dozen times. I've played all the classes. Every class is pretty well balanced. I was actually very impressed at how well balanced the game was, because usually that stuff is hard to do, and I don't think that's true. Well, this guy says it is. I'm like, okay, then take that guy's word for it and don't buy it. Well, this other guy says that it's only fun if you can get 4 people to play. I'm like, well, I've only played it with 3 people at the most, and it's usually just two. And I think it's great. Uh, so I don't know what to tell you. I can only tell you that I really liked it, and because you like card games and Dungeons and Dragons, and it's not very expensive, I, just want to suggest it since you were asking me what table top card game things you think that I thought you and your girlfriend might like to play. And I just thought this one was a lot of fun. And but no, you go ahead. You read those reviews from people you don't know who may or may not have actually played it, and you just do what they say because I know how you operate. Um, he's been like this the whole time I've known him. Uh, uh, One of the things that I honestly, it's weird to me that we are friends because even though we like similar things, we don't like the same things. And by that I mean like we both like anime. Um, but the trick with anime is that every anime is written specifically, not specifically, but they're usually written in a genre, and we like different genres. So be like saying we're friends because we both like movies, but we don't like the same kinds of movies. uh, but we're friends because we like movies, or like I don't know. It's bizarre sometimes. And so then today after doing all that, he says me another question. I have Gloomhaven, which is a massive, like the game box when it's all the pieces are loaded in it. It weighs 25 pounds. It's a massive, massive game, and it's really unique in all the board games I've ever played. Maybe not necessarily exactly in play, uh, but in in all the pieces working together, it's very unique for that style of game. Man, I kind of got the hiccups. And so yeah, so then he sends me, "What do you think of Gloomhaven?" He says. I'm like, "Oh, I like Gloomhaven. I've got it set up on the table over here. I've put a few hours into it now. Not as much as I'd like to, but honestly, I've been moving my gaming area, and so I haven't gotten around to getting that all done yet." And he's like, okay, okay. So, so you haven't really played it that much. I'm like, well, just a few hours. Well, I know these people are saying, I'm like, okay, why do you even ask me my opinion? If you just found somebody else's opinion you thought would disagree with me, and you only asked me my opinion so that you could use their opinion to disagree with what I said. I don't get it. I don't get it. Um, my only complaint about Gloomhaven so far is that it's got a big mat that is the map, and as you play the game, you're supposed to discover places, and then put a sticker on the map, which is like the game board, where the place was. And I'm like, why didn't they just put those places on the board? Because me having to hunt down where they go is kind of weird. Just that's the only thing I've run into in the game so far. I mean, it's a tough game. It's a super tough game. Um, and there's a couple of things that I question why they went the way they did. But um, all right, so I need to put a topper on this place of some kind. I think we'll probably go with the diorite and just match. Well, I mean, there's already diorite. Maybe we go with. See, I put gray on top of the. Oh, this is more diorite. Maybe we'll go with andesite. I really do like the way that the granite, diorite, and andesite look together. Let's go get some andesite and see how that looks. So yeah, it's bizarre to me. He does it all the time. He used to, when we talk about anime, I'd be like, "Oh, dude, you should check this out. I really liked it." And then he would go on this one website. I don't remember what the name of the website is, but he'd go on this one website that did anime reviews. And my opinion would always be different than their reviews, always. And so one day he came over. Sometimes it's been a few years, but he used to come over about once every 6 months or so and spend like 2 or 3 days here. And so we would look for anime to watch, and then we would watch an anime series while he was here. And so this one time we were discussing what we wanted to watch. Because, like I said, we don't necessarily cross paths in what we like to watch. An example would be uh, we both kind of liked Neon Genesis Evangelion, right? We both like Cowboy Bebop, right? Trigon, Outlaw Star, right? There's a handful of them that we both like. But then I really like Gundam, and he won't watch Gundam. I don't know why. He liked Neon Genesis Evangelion, and so I don't understand why he won't watch Gundam. And then he's always like, because I'm the nicer person, I think. He will say I should watch this thing, and so then I will watch the thing so that I can let him know if I liked it or not. But he never watches the things I tell him he should watch. What I come here for? Andesite. And so one day he come over and he was here. He's gonna be here for like 4 or 5 days, and so we looked on or we were looking for something to watch. And so I was asking him, things that I liked that I had watched that he hadn't seen yet, if he wanted to watch those. And so he finally goes, I finally, since he wouldn't watch anything I suggested, I like, you know what? How about we go on that site you're always getting your opinions from, and we'll go with whatever they say is the best anime. And so we went on there, and they had listed this anime called Eden of the East, and so we watched it. Absolutely hated it. But you know what? It broke him of going to that website to get his opinion on what anime he should like. Um, Not that he watches anything I suggest, but yeah, oh, Alexa. He, I don't know, just the stuff I've watched that he suggested I should watch, and then I'm just like, this is awful, awful to me. Um, There's a few. The two big ones for me is the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, I think is what it's called, and he just loved that anime, and I hate that style completely. I have never seen I've never seen a show that does what they do that I particularly care for. Like it's one thing if your show is a sketch comedy or something like that, and so every time you have an episode, it's not going to be the same as the previous episode, right? So like for example, Saturday Night Live is the one that popped in my head, right? I haven't seen Saturday Night Live in years, but I used to watch it all the time. And, you know, every time you watch it, it's going to be a new set of sketches. Um, and that's fine. And I do enjoy some SNL sketches. But hate, I hate shows that aren't sketch shows that are like that. And there's been a couple of anime. One of them was called Excel Saga, and I hated it so much. And then this Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya was the same kind of setup. And so what it is every episode has basically the same characters. Um, and so every episode has got Haruhi Suzumiya, uh, or however you pronounce her name. And I don't know. I think it's explained in the anime that what's going on is that she's a god and doesn't know it, and so she likes this one boy, and so he is also a god and doesn't know it, maybe, and but because he's not as strong-willed as she is, he's wrapped up in her desires, and so, oh, no, okay, I was not seeing. Man, did they change how blocks fall? Do you see that? I'm like not seeing the blocks fall the way I used to. I know this is a new version. This is 15 pre 3. So it does feel like they've done something to change. Like, is there more rubble when you dig stuff out? Something. Like, I see it, but then sometimes I'm digging and it looks like I've got block lag because I can't see the blocks falling. I don't know. Anyways, and so every episode, well, I think some of the stories take more than one episode to get through, but most of the episodes they're all sit in sort of the same place. That's not true. They do bounce around from place to place, but they're all in the real world ish. And but she's a high school student, and she wants a club, uh, which is a Japanese thing. Um, and we don't really do clubs like that here in the United States. And I mean, we have them, but it's not like over there. You belong to clubs, weird clubs. Well, it's not weird. It's just different weird. Ooh, don't knock out your stairs. I keep seeing through the world too. And so which is super bizarre to me that like it's like supposed to be about this girl and this club, but like every episode the club is something different. And um like in one episode, in the first episode, I think she's like, wouldn't it be crazy if, and then she names off like person from another dimension, alien from outer space. I forget what all she mentioned. Would be crazy if they were there in the school as undercover students, and so that's what joins their club. And so every time she says just something offhand like that, it becomes reality. And so every episode is just this weird, like nothing to do with the previous episode, and there's no continuity to the world because it's all whatever the writers decided was her whim for that episode. And so there's like a giant mecha episode, probably a magic episode. And so Excel Saga was the same way. Excel Saga is the first anime I watched. It was like that. I absolutely hated it, and he knows that. And I told him, and he's like, "Oh, you definitely need to check this out." And then the other one was this anime called Durarara, which is onomatopoeia for motorcycle sound. Uh, you know, uh, we would do vroom 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 or something like that, and so but that's what Durarara is. I learned that. But yeah, that was also weird and kind of like that. And so I don't like that kind of show. And that's always what he suggests. And I'm not sure if he's just doing it because he actually likes them or if he's doing it because he knows I hate them. And so, yeah. But yeah, so Eden of the East was terrible. And it didn't make any sense. And we still talk about it sometimes. Um, and not in a good way though, because it was terrible. Sometimes he'll be telling me the opinion he learned he should have off of a website, and I'll be like, "You remember that time from your old anime website when we watched Eden of the East because it told you it was the best anime?" Yeah. That's probably enough I need for this. But yeah, it was made me a little irritated. And then, oh man, and then I don't know if this one irritates me, but I don't know where I'm at or how I got here or where I came from. Somewhere there was a stairway. Now I'm in a cave world. Oh, there's my stairway. Um, so last week, uh, we didn't play D&D because he decided to go and he knows a guy who owns a gas station slash liquor store, and I was not sure if it was the same guy or not until I had a conversation with him yesterday, day before, I think, or maybe yesterday. No, it was definitely Friday. And so he just he just blows us off to go with this guy from time to time, and just no warning most of the time. And it's always weird things I don't understand. And I have talked about this in the video here the other day. Um, but it's stuff that I don't understand why it involves him at all. Like, hey, I shut down my gas station and I realized I was out of gas. Could you get some gas cans and drive to another gas station to get me gas? And then he's like, oh yeah, sure. I'm like, dude, we're in the middle of something here. Yeah, well, he needs my help, so I'm gonna go. But, like, yeah, and I won't be back to finish the thing tonight because it's like a 20-minute drive out to where he's at, plus however long it's gonna take to get gas, and then we'll probably do something afterwards. So, I'm like, wow, that's rude. Uh, and so this week was kind of the same thing. So the guy owns a business, and his employee didn't show up for 2 days, and then asked for the third day off, so he decided to fire him. Um, and so somehow that meant that instead of our regular D&D session, which he was talking to us about, and then 2 hours later, after telling us all the stuff we'd have to be thinking about and be ready for Wednesday night, like 3 hours before we were supposed to start, he sends us a message that, oh, no, never mind, we're canceled for tonight because I have to go sit with the other employee because they don't like to have one employee there by themselves. And so he's going to go sit, not with the friend, but with the friend's employee. Not the one that got fired either, the other employee, so that that employee doesn't have to be at the place they work alone. I'm not sure what the owner was doing. Obviously, something that did not involve them having to work. Um, but it's very bizarre behavior. Another guy that we played D&D with also said, yeah, it's really weird. So it's not just me that thinks that. But yeah, I don't know. Oh man, and then I lied. There is not enough andesite here. This is a lot of andesite. It's gonna be crazy. So I'm gonna get this up here, and then I'm not gonna like it. That's all right. I don't have to like it. It's just the block I'm using to fill in the roof. If I don't like it, I can change the part you can see, and we'll just have this as the rooftop, and I'll line the roof in something else. So I I went and bought my sister a Christmas present, and then when it came, I was like, I mean, I'm like, she's like, ooh, what's the package? I'm like, oh, that's your Christmas present. She's like, can I open it? I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Uh, she's like, no, I'm not gonna open it. I'm like, well, you might like it now because it was a blanket from a show we watch, and so she decided she was gonna open it, so she opened it. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll just get you something else for Christmas, not a big deal. And so then today, today, she was telling me how she wants this game, and so I went to order the game, and it sent me a code. I guess I could have given her the code for Christmas, but I was like, oh man, I thought I was ordering the actual game. I didn't realize I was ordering a code. So I haven't even managed to get a Christmas present for her yet, and I've bought two. And so she was here when I was trying to figure out. I thought I had a discount. Like I have a discount on the site, and so I thought I was going to get a discount on the price, since I was trying to see what the discounted price was going to be, because I think I should have had a 20% discount. Instead, I got no discount, and the purchase was like immediate and didn't go to a page like I was expecting. Because I was expecting like the shipping information page, where you confirm your order, and that didn't happen. It just straight up ordered it, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess I got this code instead of a game. And so she had it was for the Switch, and so she had the Switch right there. I was like, so why don't you go ahead and enter this code so get it downloaded, I guess. It's like, man, I am failing at the Christmas present purchasing this year. Uh, I guess I've gotten three, so I'm started, but I'm not anywhere I'd like to be. All right, I got one more thing I want to tell well, before I quit here. So it's the Steam sale, right? And I've got the index, and so I'm looking at the VR games that are on my wish list that are on sale, and so there's this one game where you are exploring an underwater. You're not exploring. I think you're trapped in it, and you've got to survive the trapped ship or wrecked ship, and that's sinking underwater. I don't know. I haven't got that far. Who knows if I ever will at this point because I don't know if I can play it. And so I sit down today and I load it up, and I didn't realize the control scheme on the game was going to be what it was. You have to do swimming motions to move your character around, which is terrible. Like, I don't do swimming motions. I played the game for about 10 minutes and I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm about done now. I don't think my shoulders can take any more of this game. I didn't even make it through the tutorial. And I was like, nope, this is making my shoulders hurt. I do not make swimming motions ever. I guess if I was in a pool, it would make more sense. I'm not in a pool, and this is crazy. But yeah, I don't know if I'll play that game. I'm pretty sure I just bought a game I'm not gonna play. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I bought a game I'm not gonna play. But I bought a game I don't think I'm gonna play because I can't. I just can't see me. I thought I was just gonna use like the joysticks. You know, it's got thumb pads on the controller, or something like that to move your character up and down in the water. No, no. You want to move forward? You have to swim. You have to put your hands in front of you, pull the triggers on the controllers, and then pull your arms back to your sides, like you're swimming. You want to go up, you gotta put your hands above your head, click the controller, push down. And it's both hands because if you only use one hand, that spins you. That's how you turn. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever discover what happened to the ship or why the ship sank because I didn't even make it to a sunk ship. It's crazy. All right, well, with that, I am going to call it a day. So click like you like, subscribe, share, and catch the next one, and I will talk to you later.